most important thing in my career is the fact that I was always the wrong man at the right place. Kicked around towards various goalposts, and somehow my brother Hamid became an exceptional English broadcaster. And when I was about 7, he started taking me to All India Radio and started introducing me to English broadcasting. So from the age of 7 till almost till the age of 16, I was an English broadcaster. I had not studied Hindi too much or Urdu too much. But what happened was that around 1950, Radio Ceylon opened an agency in India, and they had a section which was a program production section, and my brother Hamid became the program director. So I went to him and said, "For God's sake, you my guru, Hamid bhai, give me some work, commercial broadcasting." He said, "Look, I am doing the 1 or 2 English programs only that are there, so you won't get a chance there. You can assist me if you wish. But in the Hindi section, we have lots of excellent Hindi broadcasters. And you have been a Gujarati student, an English broadcaster. You haven't studied Hindi and Urdu. So you better go and study it first, and then you'll be allowed to do some." I had lots of ambitions. I wanted to become a lawyer. I wanted to become a politician and end up as the Prime Minister of India. Having grown up in a very nationalistic thing, I always had great ideas of what I would be when I grew up. But then all I became was a poor commentator. If I'm going to be handling such a big program, I'd better start brushing up on my Hindi and Urdu. So I started listening to a lot of songs which I was doing for Geetmala in any case, and I started reading poetry. And in my mother's journal, which was called Rahbar, which means the guide, Path Nirdeshak, I came across a beautiful couplet by Kabir, which said, "Pothi padi padi jag moh, pandit bhayo na koi, dhai aakhar," that is dhai akshar, "dhai aakhar prem ka, padhe so pandit hoy." So I said, I have not read any pothis or big tomes or books and whatnot, but I have a lot of love in my heart. So I can jump into this field and make it. So along with my listeners, who were all trying to learn Hindi, at that particular time, because India had just become independent, I also learnt my Hindi and Urdu, polished my accent. It took me about 7 years to get my 7 years of Gujarati off my tongue, and slowly I started, becoming a normal human being. So this was the first countdown show. And even I didn't know what exactly the countdown format was. But when I started doing it, then week by week by week, I think within about 5 weeks at the most, the whole of India and me, we were all hooked on that format. And it became a kind of a gamble, it became a kind of a race. And I also had created a kind of a ladder, a music ladder, Sangeet Siri, with rungs, paidane. And I used to say, well, now the song is climbing from number 16 and it's going up, 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 and it reaches the top, and there'd be a bugle, dun, ta-da, and all that. So there was fun, there was excitement, everything that was missing in so many other stations. So we managed to get that kind of feel. My whole life has been, from the age of 7, I've been romancing with radio, and being a slightly faithful person, shall I say. I didn't want to shift anywhere else, and it was a pain in the neck anyway. A good broadcaster, especially presenter or a compere, must not overshadow the person he is interviewing. He has to lift that person up, get out from that person his best. Tease him, nettle him a little if possible, pull his leg a little bit if possible, praise him, go deep into his emotional psyche, but never superimpose or overimpose yourself on that person. I became a representative of the listener. I was a member of the listener's family. संचार, which is communication, उसके लिए 5 स ज़रूरी हैं. One is that the sanchar should be sahi, should be correct. There should be no mistakes in it. Secondly, it should be satya, it should be truthful. Thirdly, it should be spasht, absolutely clear, unambiguous. Fourthly, it should be saral, which is simple. And lastly, the last sir is sundar. It must be appealing, it must be attractive. Now, unfortunately, all our communication is losing out on all these 5 points. I must tell you a little secret success, very briefly, and that is I am a commercial broadcaster who gives people headaches with my programs and then sells them analgesics to get rid of those headaches, and if that doesn't work, then I sell them toothpastes in order that they learn how to grin and bear it.